Hey guys, Cam for 15, back at it with another video for you guys, joined by my Uncle Daryl, as we're here to give a Chicago Bears game recap, as the Bears finally won a game for once. I'll take it.
I'll take it too. But this was a little bit different than what we've seen from this team in the past, month or so. All that talk that we heard about, if Eberflus loses this game, he should be fired, and looked like to me it looked like a team rallied around their coach. That's
Basically,
what it looked like to me. I mean, we never said that Eberflus was a bad guy. I mean, for all intents and purposes, people like my coach Eberflus. He's a great guy. You know, he seems to be a player's coach, and they were, especially the defense. Man, the defense was without four starters,
yeah,
and they rallied around, and man, they put the clamps on the Commanders.
yeah. I'll say this, the game was definitely much more viewable than it was last season. So,
Yeah, yeah, that 12-7 slobber knocker with when we lost to Carson Wentz.
yeah,
That's just thinking about it.
yeah.
Carson Wentz running over
Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith. That was the highlight of the game for me.
Yeah, look, I'm just happy that the team finally won, and it took them 347 days, I believe, to them
Yeah,
finally winning a damn football game. And all
yeah,
headlines with the rumors Peter King went on 670 to score in Chicago, saying that he believes that Eberflus could be fired if the Bears lose the game. Who knows? I kind of takes me back to that few years back, like when the Bears were going into the Detroit game, I think on Thanksgiving, and it was that whole thing of like, oh, Nagy could get fired if he loses this game, but then somehow
yeah.
persevered and ended up winning a game.
They
But
they pulled it out. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
um, look, all I have to say is, you know, it's good on them. They needed a W. I think we've been saying long enough that this team needed a W because after coming off last week and even weeks previous, it's like this team looks miserable. Um,
yeah,
So to be able to come out on prime time, show out, which I was actually shocked they came on and actually looked like a competent football team for once on primetime television. Um, I'll take it. The offense, they literally just got started from the jump on and they picked up right where they left off from the first half of the Broncos game. And well, a few drives, even though a few drives here and there were in the second half, again, the number one thing a lot of Bear fans like to point out the last few weeks, especially after last week, oh, Justin Fields never had a serious critical drive. Well, those people need to shut up for at least a week because he had a critical drive where he basically put the dagger in the nail for the game,
yeah,
you know. And
yeah,
look, I'll take it. I'll take it. The offense played good again. It got to a great start, 27-3 by halftime.
mm-hmm.
And obviously, it was good of enough cushion to take the blows that the Commanders were firing back in the
Yep,
second half,
yep,
albeit I loved the first half play. The second half play, I was like, I don't know. It was getting dicey. Uh,
yeah,
I think the thing that definitely changed the game to the fact that it made the Bears more likely to win this game was Joey Sly missing that field goal. Because if he had made that field goal, it would have cut the game to a 7 point game, basically a
yep,
one score game, and the Commanders would have had momentum. You know, and who knows what happens that next offensive possession for the Bears.
yeah,
Um, Again, obviously, I think the offensive standouts were DJ Moore and Justin Fields. Justin Fields has a great back-to-back week.
Let's give a lot of credit though. Man, the offensive line,
Yep,
man, they
good tonight.
played that first that that first that first pass, I'll say that, where Justin Fields overthrew Darnell Mooney. It was a bad throw. I mean, Mooney ran a great route. If Fields had thrown the ball a little bit towards more the sideline as opposed to, over his, I think over his left shoulder, then Mooney would have caught that. I think Mooney was looking at it at the pass towards more of the sideline. So that said, if you look at that first play, Chase Young got blew up by Tevin Jenkins. And I mean, they played, I mean, that left side played magnificently. Montez Sweat on the rookie Darnell White, it is what it is. Yeah, he got his openings a couple times, whereas we was able to get to the quarterback. But for the most part, that left side,
the right side too, to be honest.
Well, the right was fine. The right was fine, but I say the only reason why I say what I said is because Darnell Wright was a rookie on Montez Sweat, who's an age veteran. But that left side, I mean, Jenkins
and Borum.
Jenkins and Borum, for me, you need to add their names to that list as well, too, because they really protected his backside for the most part all night. Got a little dicey after Patrick went down with a concussion. But after that, yeah.
To be honest, Patrick going down with concussion, I could care less. Lucas Patrick sucks.
I got you, but this game he was great. You got to give him his credit. Got to give him his credit. But there wasn't any slippages up the middle. They really didn't get any type of pressure up the middle of the defense. Lucas Patrick read the line, so then that way he knew which way he was going to go, whether it be left or right. Jonathan Allen, I think, only got one quarterback pressure. Huge. Deron Payne, I mean, really didn't hear his name at all. Yeah, you really didn't hear his name at all. Whereas last year in the 12-7 game, I mean, that's all you heard, though. The Commanders front line, they're not getting anything going up the middle. Oh, yeah, well, Khalil Herbert was finding lanes that were just huge throughout the entire night. And you got to give that offensive line a lot of credit. For me, they were the stars. If they didn't play well, then, yeah, I don't think Justin Fields would have had the game he would have had.
Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, DJ Moore having the game he had just from the jump, from the first touchdown pass. He honestly should have had 5 tonight because, one, for some odd reason, the referees called him like he stepped out of bounds, which you could clearly go back to that one play. He didn't step out of bounds. I don't think I even saw him step out of bounds. And then there was another one where Justin Fields overshot him. He should honestly have 5 and literally be being the Bears' single game leading receiver because he plays second in that. The only other Bears receiver in a single game that posted more receiving yards in one game was Alshon Jeffrey.
Alshon Jeffrey with the 249. Yeah, he should have obliterated that as well, too. However, this is the way DJ Moore has been playing the last 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we mentioned in one of our other videos that I said DJ Moore has been dominating. And they're just not throwing the ball to him. Yep. Well, today was not the case. DJ Moore stayed on his train of domination, taking care and taking advantage of the person that's been in front of him throughout the entire season. This is what DJ Moore was brought in for, and he's doing it as well, too. And the Commanders secondary, I mean, they were arm tackling all night. Yeah, DJ Moore was blowing his guys up all night. They were not being physical with him at all at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, because they're afraid of him going by him.
Yeah.
DJ Moore's been dominating all season. And, but for me, the question is going to be Khalil Herbert. That's going to be the question on him. Did you hear about what happened to his right leg? At first, I thought it was his back. I was looking at the replay. It was his right leg. I don't know if it was a knee, ankle, thigh, what have you.
I know when he got back in and then he tried to cut a field, it was more like an ankle thing right then and there. So maybe
he couldn't.
Maybe it's like a thing he needs to be out for a few weeks. It didn't look pretty. I thought he might have broke his leg or something because the way he tried to come back, I was like, ooh.
when he went back, I thought he might have, popped something in his back. That's what I first thought, based on the way he went back, because there was no contact. No other player was around the football. Just Fields made a bad throw,
Yeah.
and he was wide open. So, um, so we'll see. But they got to find another running back because Johnson went down with a concussion. Homer was out coming into this game, and all they had left was Blazing Game, who played great too.
Yeah.
This is what I was going to show about the offensive line. The offensive line played so well. Our fullback came in and kept the train on the tracks when they were running the football.
Yep.
That's just how good that offensive line was.
Yeah. I'll take it. Yes, rushing wise, they rushed over 100 yards, 178 yards, 32
Yep.
carries. Fields contributed to the rushing. And see, this is the thing that it just irks me. So it's funny how the first like 3-4-ish weeks, they completely don't do what they should have been doing from just week 1. And it takes them till week 5 to finally realize maybe we should just get Justin Fields some design quarterback runs, even though we know teams are going to freaking have a spy on him and just playing for. Who cares? At the end of the day, it's football. You gotta just do the play. Even if it's predictable, you just gotta go up against the other team and say, okay, then stop us right now. We'll just run Justin Fields right now. Stop it.
Yeah. And another thing that we talked about that I thought that was really good as well too was Luke Getsy. I mean, he called a great game. The only thing that I had an issue with him early was the packages he had early, because usually when he had Komet in, they ran, and this was early. And when they had Tanyan in, they passed the football. But he kind of balanced that out later on to the point whereas when Komet was in, and I mean, that's when you saw where Washington would put somewhere in the upwards of 8 in the box, and then they would throw the football. So he mixed his packages up pretty well, unlike the game that we lost against Tampa Bay, in which his packages were pretty predictable. So I did happen to see that out of Getsy. So let's, I'm happy that they won. I'm ecstatic that they won. But we got Minnesota next week, and then we got the Raiders. So we got some teams. We got some teams coming up that we can put 40 on too.
Yeah.
So, and I've always said this offense can be really good if Getsy does what he's supposed to do with these guys and play to their strengths. Run the ball, force the defense into man coverage, because early on, man, they were in cover 2, and the Bears chewed that up. They chewed it up, So the issues that I probably see moving forward is maybe, Fields having a love affair with DJ Moore now that he had these 2 great weeks. Defense is probably going a little bit more bump and run and doubling more. And the health of the offensive line, because obviously losing Patrick moving forward is going to be a problem. I think depends on, how. Yeah, he played. You got to give him credit.
Think it's that bad.
He played great. Let's give him some credit. He played great. He played fantastic. So let's give him some credit, and let's hope it continues. That's all we can do. We can hope it continues. If it don't, then we'll be ranting. But Washington probably thought this was the W.
Yeah.
Based on all the chit chat, they probably thought they ain't even have to show up. Yeah, but the Bears came in. Bears came in playoff mode, Jack, because they wanted to fight for their coach.
Yeah,
or at least that's the way I saw it.
I also believe, too, with sadly the passing of Dick Butkus, I think that also inspired Ray for them to want to go win this ball game, because if they lost today, that would be the headlines. Bears lose game. Where they obviously lose on the
Butkus is fired, and so but it is what it is. We'll see moving forward.
Yeah,
We're playing another team with a really bad defense, which is what Washington was, a really bad defense. I think they've given up in their last 4 games, what, 30, 30, 30, and now 40. Defense is over, man. So Rivera and Jack Del Rio's got their work cut out for them because they can't seem to stop anybody. And now that the Bears come in, think about it from a Washington Commanders standpoint. You guys are on emotional high after almost beating the Eagles again. And then the 0-4 Bears come in to your building with all of the turmoil that they've been going through. We're gonna fire the coach, we're gonna do all this, y'all playing everything. Got Stephen A. Smith talking about they're worse than the 0-7, 0-16 Detroit Lions, and then they come in and put a 40 spot on you. That's rough. I wouldn't want to be a Commanders fan right now.
Stephen A. just says stuff for clicks. I don't know why.
I know. I mean, we all know it was clickbait. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it still was said. He comes up, the Bears come in and put 40 on you.
Yep.
Buffalo put 40 on you.
Yep.
And now the Bears come in and put 40 on you.
I'll take it. Back-to-back games. Back-to-back games, Justin Fields has great performances. Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah.
The more he keeps having these great performances, the more it means for the Bears to be like, okay, maybe we just don't have to take Caleb Williams. We can just roll with this guy. He just needs time.
Maybe.
He just has to keep.
I still say if we got that number 1 pick, take him. That's just my personal feeling. If we got that number 1 pick, take him.
My thing is you got to punt on Caleb Williams and Justin Fields is just playing consistent football from this point on.
Maybe, but you can't trade that number 1 pick 2 years in a row.
Oh, they're not going to trade it. They can't trade that. No.
Yeah, but so if they keep that pick,
they got to take either.
You got to take Williams. You got to take Williams.
I would only take Williams if you're completely out on Fields and he's not progressing. If Fields is being consistent and he's doing well, where he's the reason why you're winning games,
it doesn't matter.
Caleb Williams is generational talent. You got to stick with the guy you go because you got to make a decision.
The reason being is because eventually you're going to get to a point with Fields that you're going to have to make the decision a little bit quicker.
But that's
to pay him 40 plus. To pay him 40 plus.
That's the point of this year.
I know. But right now, can we honestly say that Fields is worth 40 plus million?
Not now. He's got to put up more consistent games.
Correct. But do you think we'll be saying yes after this year? I probably won't. So all I'm saying is reset the clock. If you got the number 1 pick overall, and that's only if you got the number 1 pick. If you got the number 2, it is what it is. Draft Marvin Harrison Jr., put him up there with Fields. Let's go. But if you got that number 1 pick, I say reset that clock, get Williams, and let's move out. Because I don't care what happens this football season. I still don't think Eberflus is going to survive it. I still don't think Getsy is going to survive. Now, Getsy might.
No, I think Eberflus is gone. Getsy's gone.
Getsy's offense, the only reason I can say Getsy is because if Getsy's offense is putting up 30 plus and we're still losing games, then it's not an offense problem. It's a Matt Eberflus problem. Meaning Getsy will probably stay. They could even promote Getsy to head coach.
I would hate that decision.
I wouldn't do it. No, we're just talking hypotheticals. But that's just my standpoint. I think Eberflus is lame duck anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, that defense,
Of course.
That defense is going to become what that defense is. It is. Yeah. We can't play the Washington Commanders every week. And now we got Justin Jefferson coming in. We got a Minnesota offense that's coming in, division rival.
I just disagree with the point because even though we don't know how the future will play out, even if I still believe if Fields goes out there, has consistent outings from this point on, and he's still throwing over 200 yards passing, 300 yards passing throughout the rest of the season. Even if you have the first pick, whether it's, the Bears or the Panthers, you just can't freaking say, yeah, we're going to go punt on Field, because if he gave you a solid, successful season, you pick up the 5th-year option. And even if you want to pick up the 5th-year option and then draft Caleb Williams, all right, fine.
My point is this. If we have that number 1 pick overall, you cannot pass on Williams. You can't. There is no way you pass on Williams if you have that number 1 pick.
Even if Fields,
you can't. Yes. Because it's that clock, man. It's that clock. After this 3rd year, he's going to have to basically 1 more year before they decide to grant him a 5th. You're going to have 2 more seasons with Fields before you have to make the decision to give him upwards of $40 million.
So
Williams right now can give you what CJ Stroud is giving Houston for a hell of a lot less money.
So is that the reason why just less money?
Yep.
Even if Fields is playing well and he deserves the money?
Yep.
I think
reset that clock. Because listen, look at what that clock is doing to certain teams. Like right now, Kansas City, granted, they did win a Super Bowl, but that money that they gave Mahomes, they're asking him to give back. That's why they don't have a wide receiver core. He had to give money back just so they can re-sign Kelce.
I respectfully disagree. I don't think
you have to be able to spread that money out. And you know how cheap the Bears organization is. Once they give Fields that money, that's gonna be it.
I understand, but I don't agree. I think that's just bad football business. Like, I just think, because who's to say? Because I'm just looking from this objective. Fields plays great. Okay, you do that thing, but then you trade Fields away. He goes to freaking kill it with another team, and then you're stuck with Caleb Williams. What if he doesn't show that he's that dude? Then you just literally traded away.
That's true. That's true. The draft is an inexact science. It really is. But looking at Williams and looking at Fields, Williams is when they were both rookies, I'll say this. Williams is better suited to run an NFL offense than Fields was at the same period of his career.
It's debatable.
For me, Williams just can't miss. Williams just can't miss.
I think Fields has.
You can't miss. You see him. He's out there with you. You know how good Williams is.
I understand Williams good, but I'm just saying, if Fields plays a great rest of the season.
And let's put it to you like this: Eberflus gets fired. They go to the Commanders.
Getting fired regardless at the end of the season.
They go to Commanders and say, hey, Washington's OC, we all know his name. Why don't y'all come over here since we got the number 1 pick? We don't get Williams. You can come head coach, and when you can be the quarterback whisperer for this kid. You honestly think that Williams is going to say no to the Chicago Bears?
I don't think he's going to say no to the Chicago Bears. I'm just evaluating.
I think he'd say no to the Chicago Bears if Eberflus is still the coach.
Well, yeah, if Eberflus is still the coach, yeah, he's saying no.
Correct.
I'm just.
But if Eric Bieniemy, if Eric Bieniemy is the head coach of the Chicago Bears, and we got that number 1 pick, I'm trying to tell you, Caleb Williams is going to want to come there. So Eric Bieniemy is going to try to get his ass out of Washington anyway. He can't do anything with House.
Yeah, I understand. Obviously, this is the last part we're going to talk before we get into the defense. But
yeah.
I just don't think that's smart business. Even if Fields proves, my stance, if Fields has more consistent weeks up till the end of the season, and he shows it that, hey, I'd rather use that 1st-round pick to draft something to help him out, whether it's that from Penn State, or you just go out there and you get another receiver because maybe you're not sold on Mooney.
I mean, you could go ahead and go with Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, because again, it's an inexact science. Let's just say the Bears, if the Panthers, that Panthers pick is going to be, all intents and purposes, that Panthers pick is going to be number one. Because I think we're going to beat the Panthers.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're going to beat the Panthers. So, I mean, I'll probably say something to the effect of the Bears are probably, I mean, they're not going to go 0-17. I don't even think they're going to go. I think maybe 3 or 4 wins is a nice round number. It won't really put them at number 2, because the Raiders suck. But there are other teams. But if they have that number 1, I'm sorry. I don't care if Fields is on your roster or not. You can't pass up on Caleb Williams. Draft him and you trade Fields.
I'll say will be definitely debatable take.
We're going to keep talking about it for the entire year. When Fields do something great, you're going to bring it up. When Fields do something not so great, I might bring it up as well too.
No, I bring it up. I've been holding Fields' feet to the fire this year.
Well, I know we both have, but I'm just talking between you and me. You say, hey, see, I
just think that's bad business, bad football business. And
I gotcha.
If it's just to reset the clock for money purposes, regardless, even if
he's a better player too. Williams is a better player.
At this point,
Fields is more of a physical freak of nature,
I understand,
more so than Williams is. But overall, Caleb Williams at this point is the better quarterback from what we've seen.
I think you can make the argument.
There's a lot of things you'll have to learn in the NFL, but I think if we have 1 and 2, we draft Williams and Harrison Jr.
I'd rather get the tackle out of Penn State. Bolster the offensive line. I put him at left tackle. Okay. You Braxton Jones inside.
Okay. All right. We're going to have to. Yeah. This is a video for another day. It's a video for another day. Yeah. So you're going to have to go and move on because, you kind of kicked me in another region with that comment.
I honestly, if you're going to take Caleb Williams, I'd rather freaking get protection. I'd rather draft a tackle before I take a receiver because you already got DJ Moore. And if you want to bring back Mooney, fine. Because the jurisdiction's still out on Braxton Jones if he's solid enough. He hasn't had a good season this year.
Well, not according to a lot of numbers people are throwing out. People are saying, well, don't sneeze on Braxton Jones. He's having a better season than most people think, just by looking at numbers. But
before we get to defense, Ryan Poles did have an interview on ESPN 1000, and he was referring to Chase Claypool. Now, the way he was talking about the cons about Chase Claypool, sounds like Claypool's definitely gone now. Now, I'll read some of what he said. He said about the Claypool saga. He said, "You're always disappointed in the situation, and it's definitely something I take ownership of. Last year, in the situation we were in, we wanted to add another receiver to the offense, not only to help us be more productive, but also help Justin take the next step. The right thought process was there, and I feel comfortable with that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and we were hoping for him to be a little bit more productive and be someone that could help us take us to the next level." He also then said, that he wished Chase Claypool luck moving forward in his career, or he actually said, "I will always look at things from a player's perspective. You have a player going into his free agent year who wants to be productive and help us, and when things aren't going right, the right way, sometimes you get emotional, things don't work out, and you struggle to blend in and keep resilient. And you struggle to blend in and keep resilient and stay resilient for the rest of the crew. I think Chase is going to learn from this situation. We will all, and I wish him luck moving forward throughout his career." Now,
personally, I don't think he's going to learn, but the comment does tell me that he's no longer going to be a Chicago Bear.
Look, we've already talked about Poles' decisions and his moves. You can go back to the first move, Larry Ogunjobi, with that whole debacle there. The Velus Jones pick. Again, you traded a bona fide first round pick basically for Chase Claypool, and he only played like half of the first half of last season, really, until he got hurt. And then he can't even make it 3 games into the season without having these issues are, coming up and
Yeah.
being question mark as he's not out there hustling everything. See, I thought the coaching staff handled this whole situation. He should have probably been benched after the Packer game. Just make the message, don't tolerate this no more. You have it again, all right, we're done. But hey, it is what it is. It sucks, but
yeah, a lot led up to it, and they saw it coming. They should have seen it coming, and they let it fester. They let it boil, and now the cup turneth over, and they got to do something about it. So,
hey, the offense looks better with him off, not even playing for the team.
That's correct. I got to admit,
back-to-back weeks now. He hasn't been playing.
70,
the offense looks infinitely better than what it did.
70 points in 2 weeks.
So I'm not saying it's all Chase Clay. I'm not saying everything in the offense is a Chase Claypool issue, but you can say, okay, he definitely maybe might be part of the problem.
70 points in 2 weeks.
And then, hey, Robert Tonyan seemed like he played more once Claypool went out too.
Correct. They went to some 2 tight end sets, and they passed the Tonyan quite a bit. You didn't see a lot of those stupid screens. You saw one in which Kmet fumbled, but he recovered. But you didn't see a lot of that stuff too. They looked down the field because they got the guys to go down the field. So we'll see move forward, which Claypool the best, and just hope that whoever gets him, he don't act a fool with them too.
Yeah. So I'll definitely make a video if he does get traded or if he just gets released, but whatever. Defense-wise, other than the first half, the defense probably played the best it's ever played this season. Just only one half, though.
Yeah.
Getting the stops, making Sam Howell's life basically a living hell for a whole half. The coverages were actually disguising him and making him, look bad. And then the pressure for once. Holy God. They actually got sacks in this game. Even in the second, they got sacks in this game.
Yeah, 5. And I'm pretty sure with 5 sacks, they had a whole bunch of hurries, But even in the second half, now I disagree with you there because that fourth quarter,
some parts of the second half they got in
that fourth quarter they were getting after Howell. They really were. I still didn't like that they didn't have any. They really kept giving everything underneath with a soft zone, soft cover 3 is what it looked like to me they were playing, and they were giving up everything underneath. They wasn't trying to give them anything down the field, but. Then they did the same thing to Denver, but Denver got down the field. So I just chalk that up to, what Russell Wilson being a much better quarterback than Sam Wilson. And so we'll see moving forward. But that defense was getting after it today. Stevenson still had a couple of PIs, one which was turned back, but it was incidental contacts. I just thought that was. I thought it was a good no call. Well, they called it, but they pulled the flag. I thought that was pretty good. But the young Thundercats they brought in to played well. So
I will say Elijah Hicks though whenever Dwayne Harmon can suit up for the Bears and replace Eddie Jackson until he comes back, please do it immediately. It's fun on the Bears video where. We talked about the draft picks. I think it was like Ryan Poles' first draft or whatever. In the comment section of that video, Elijah Hicks' uncle literally freaking commented on it saying, "Oh, you're disrespecting my freaking nephew or whatever." And if you go back to that video, I'm only saying maybe he's just a practice player or a backup dude. I didn't say nothing disrespectful about the guy's character or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember what game it was. I was gonna say I can't remember what game it was. I want to say it was a home game in which Brisker went out. It might have been Green Bay. Brisker went out for a few plays, and Hicks came in, and he seemed lost.
Oh yeah,
we didn't know where the hell he was going. They put him at corner, they put him at safety, and he was just lost. And at that particular moment, I was lost on him. And he looked like he had a very low IQ. as a defensive back. And today was no different.
The one
If
play
Sam
where
was a better quarterback, then I'm pretty sure they would have exploited him a little bit more.
yeah. The one play where the Commanders are in the red zone and basically the Bears are clearly in man. Like it's very obvious the Bears are in man. The inside receiver runs like kind of like an inside route. The corner picks that up because they blitz. I know they on that one they blitz. I think Stroman Jr. Elijah Hicks just pick up. I think McLaurin. McLaurin just runs a simple freaking out route. For some odd reason, Elijah Hicks like hesitates like. Hal's going to throw the slant, and then because of that slight little hesitation and indecisiveness, it has McLaurin wide open, and it's just an easy completion. And when I saw that, I'm like, Dwayne Harmon activated? I'm like, geez Louise, Elijah Hicks.
Get him out of there.
I'm like, and it's funny because his uncle on that same comment said, "Oh, he is a better like he put like the stats of like, oh, he's better than Brisker." I'm like, yeah, look, Brisker, I like Brisker, and I think he needs to Brisker. My only issue with Brisker, I think he needs to keep his mouth shut. He talks too much. I didn't like his little taunting thing he did in the game, and I'm like, dude, you didn't do anything.
Yeah, I gotta admit, me personally, I would prefer that Brisker just hit somebody.
He needs to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, just hit somebody. Hit somebody. I just want to see Brisker in a play, whereas he ain't doing something other than talking to another player or talking to the opposing team or, showboating for the fans. I want to see him hitting somebody.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see out of a Brisker. You're a strong safety. Strong safeties hit people. Free safeties intercept. Strong safeties hit people. And I want to see him hit somebody. I don't see him doing that.
Yeah.
So
not this year.
Yeah, I don't see him doing any of that this year. So we'll see. But all in all, like I say, defense
played solid. They played solid enough.
Played well. Stroman was good.
Oh yeah.
I like Stroman. I think he went out. I think it might have been a concussion as well too. But he went out. And I think Washington, they kind of took a little bit of advantage of that, but
yeah, they're forced to jump today too, so you'll take it.
Yeah, looking forward to next weekend, which we play, much more experienced quarterback.
I still don't think the Bears can't. If the Bears go to a big league, my only thing with Eberflus, he can't sit in that soft zone. Stay as aggressive as you can.
Correct.
What's the point? If you get beat over the top, you get beat over the top. Who the hell cares?
The problem for me is that now that soft zone won the day, he's going to do it again next week.
Oh, yeah. Because he's afraid because he got freaking rookie corners in the other. At some point, you're going to get beat. Whatever. Yeah. Just blitz it. Yeah. I don't care.
And they're going to move Jefferson around so that Stevenson is in front. So, but anyway, I think we're down on time. Yeah. So,
that's basically, I think we said all we needed to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Bears win. They cut their 14-game losing streak. So I guess if they want to start another losing streak, all right, here we go. But whatever. They got 2 more weeks to turn around, so I can decide to make my move on if I want to go watch them play the Chargers in 2 weeks at SoFi.
Yeah, prediction is going to be interesting. So I'll look and let's see what happens after Minnesota's next game.
Yep. Anyways, Frank Gallagher. Catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys, have a great rest of your day.
Yeah.